Hello everyone, and welcome back to Deadly Destinations. Tonight we delve into a tragedy that unfolded amidst the serene beauty of Turkey's snow-capped mountains, a place where families sought joy and relaxation, only to encounter unimaginable horror. This is the story of the Kartalkaya resort fire, a catastrophe that not only claimed numerous lives but also devastated entire families, leaving a nation in mourning. Among the victims was the Gültekin family, whose tale of loss and heartbreak stands as a poignant reminder of life's fragility. As we explore the events of that fateful night, we'll focus on their story, honoring their memory and shedding light on the circumstances that led to such a profound tragedy. Viewer discretion is advised. Nestled in the Korolu Mountains of Bolu Province, the Kartalkaya ski resort is renowned for its picturesque slopes and winter allure. The Grand Kartal Hotel, a prominent establishment within the resort, was bustling with activity during the winter school break in January 2025. Families from across Turkey had gathered to enjoy the snow, the camaraderie, and the festive atmosphere. Among them was the Gültekin family, a large, close-knit group spanning multiple generations. Serene Gültekin, a dedicated Turkish Airlines employee and daughter of former AKP lawmaker Mehmet Güner, had organized the trip as a family getaway. Accompanied by her husband, Dr. Enes Gültekin, their 3 children, and several other relatives, the family's presence added to the hotel's lively ambiance. The Grand Kartal Hotel, a 12-story structure built in 1998, boasted 161 rooms and could accommodate up to 350 guests. Its wooden exterior and alpine design contributed to its charm, attracting visitors seeking both comfort and authenticity. But what was once seen as quaint and cozy would soon prove to be fatally flawed. In the early hours of January 21st, 2025, tranquility turned to terror. At approximately 3:27 a.m., a fire erupted in the hotel's 4th-floor kitchen, reportedly due to hot oil igniting during preparations for the breakfast buffet. Flames erupted violently, and within minutes, they began to crawl up the walls and race down the hallways, fed by the building's wooden paneling and fueled by unchecked air currents. Guests were jolted awake by the smell of smoke and the rising heat. Many rushed into the corridors only to be met by thick, black smoke and confusion. The hotel's fire alarms didn't go off. Emergency lights failed. There were no visible sprinklers. Panic rippled through the building. What began as confusion quickly turned to desperation. Some guests broke windows to escape the smoke-filled halls, while others fashioned makeshift ropes from bed sheets to lower themselves from balconies. Others leaped, some surviving with broken bones, others not surviving at all. The Gültekin family, occupying several rooms on the upper floors, was caught in the deadliest part of the inferno. Trapped with no escape, Serene made a heart-wrenching call to her mother. Her words, reportedly choked with tears and smoke, were a final plea for forgiveness and love, a farewell she never expected to make. Emergency response teams faced immense challenges. The resort's remote location made access difficult, and icy conditions on the roads delayed fire crews. It took over an hour for firefighters to arrive. By then, the fire had consumed large portions of the building. Survivors and witnesses described harrowing scenes. A hotel employee who worked in the kitchen said the fire erupted like an explosion. Within moments, the flames engulfed the walls and ceilings, moving faster than anyone could have anticipated. Another guest, a father of 2, recalled being awakened by his daughter's coughing. When he opened the door to the hallway, a wall of smoke met him. They escaped through a broken window, barely surviving a 3-story drop into snow. Staff from a nearby hotel saw flames licking the sky and people leaping from windows. One described seeing a woman holding a child, hesitating for seconds that she did not have, before finally jumping into the cold night. The Gültekin family suffered perhaps the most devastating loss of all. 14 members, including 3 generations of grandparents, parents, and children, perished in the fire. The enormity of that loss is difficult to comprehend. Zara, her husband Enes, and their 3 young children were all among the victims. But theirs was not the only family shattered. The Kaya family, vacationing from Istanbul, lost 5 members, Mehmet and Selin Kaya, along with their twin daughters and elderly mother, had come to Kartalkaya to celebrate the twins' birthday. They were found in the stairwell, likely overcome by smoke while trying to flee. A family friend described them as the most loving people you'll ever meet. The Altan family from Bursa suffered a similar fate. Parents Yilmaz and Meryem Altan and their teenage son were discovered in their room, where they had apparently tried to seal the door with towels to block the smoke. Tragically, it wasn't enough. A group of cousins from Ankara, the Demirs, had gathered for a winter reunion. Of the 7 who checked in, only 2 made it out alive. Survivor Cem Demir recounted the screams of his cousins, the locked emergency exits, and the impossible decision to jump from a 4th-floor window. His legs were shattered, but he survived to tell the tale. The fire claimed the lives of at least 78 individuals, including 36 children. The scale of the loss stunned the nation. Entire lineages were erased in a single night. The news shocked the nation. Turkey, already no stranger to tragedy, was brought to tears by the scale and weight of this catastrophe. Social media was flooded with tributes and prayers. Candlelight vigils were held across cities. People who had never met the victims mourned for them. High-ranking officials arrived in Bolu in the aftermath. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan attended the funerals personally, serving as a pallbearer for Zehra Sena's coffin. In a somber statement, he said, "Our hearts are burning. Our souls are aching. This is a wound the nation will not soon forget." The family's patriarch, attorney Yüksel Gültekin, waited for hours outside the hotel that morning. He prayed. He begged. But the outcome was already sealed. He lost 7 family members that night, his children, grandchildren, and in-laws. His world was hollowed out in a matter of hours. In the days that followed, questions mounted. How could such a well-known hotel operate without adequate fire alarms or sprinklers? How was it allowed to use flammable materials for wall coverings and exteriors? Inspections had allegedly been conducted. Permits had been granted. So where was the accountability? Authorities detained the hotel's owner, the operations manager, and 2 regional government officials. Early reports suggested gross negligence, possible falsification of inspection reports, and failure to address known fire hazards. A hotel staff later revealed that some alarms had been disabled due to frequent false alerts during peak seasons. Cost-saving shortcuts had been taken. Emergency drills were never conducted. And as a result, dozens of lives were lost. Experts from the Turkish Chamber of Architects and Engineers criticized not only the Grand Kartal Hotel, but the broader industry. They argued that regulations existed on paper, but were rarely enforced. In Turkey's booming tourism economy, aesthetics and profits too often took precedence over safety. The fire also triggered a national review of ski resorts and winter lodges. Inspections were carried out at dozens of properties. Several were temporarily shut down due to similar violations. But for many, especially those close to the victims, these steps felt too late. A memorial was erected outside the charred remains of the Grand Kartal Hotel. A wall of photographs, flowers, candles, and children's toys. Visitors came by the hundreds to pay respects. They left notes. "We will not forget. You were loved. Your light lives on." The tragedy also sparked conversation about generational trauma and grief. Entire branches of family trees were wiped out in one night. Psychological support was offered to survivors and relatives, many of whom struggled with survivor's guilt and PTSD. Still, amidst the grief, the story of the Gültekin family became a symbol, not only of sorrow, but of togetherness. Those who knew them spoke of their love, their warmth, their laughter. Zehra's colleagues at Turkish Airlines remembered her as the heart of every room. Her children, aged 3 to 10, were described as light in human form. The Kartalkaya resort fire left a wound that may never fully heal. It was not just a tragedy, it was a wake-up call, a reminder that beauty can be deceptive, and that beneath the snow-covered slopes of any paradise, Dangers may lurk when safety is ignored. Thank you for joining us on this somber journey. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe to Deadly Destinations, where we delve into real stories of travel, tragedy, and the unexplainable. Until next time, stay safe, cherish your loved ones, and remember the most serene destinations can sometimes harbor the deepest sorrows.